Welcome back to this week's edition of Inside the Idaho Vandals. I'm Dennis Patchen. The women's soccer team got their first victory of the year. Rick Clark was there for the breakthrough match.
Idaho waited for the WAC opener to put it all together and came up with their first win of the season on Sunday, beating Grand Canyon 3-1. The Vandals came out fired up and played a hard-nosed defense. They didn't allow the Antelopes many chances to score on goal. And more importantly, the Vandal offense finally started to click. In the 20th minute, Vandal midfielder Alyssa P. scored a goal on a Katie Barron corner kick. The Vandals continued to put pressure on the Antelopes defensively, and Grand Canyon felt the pressure, and they would score on their own goal in the 27th minute.
I mean, we got a good first goal and we got a good third goal. Their second goal, our second goal was a little unfortunate on them, but you know what, it came from a lot of pressure.
With the team up 2-0, the Vandals kept the foot on the gas. In the 68th minute, Katie Barron scored a goal of her own to continue the rout. The Lopes would score on a penalty kick in the final minutes of the game, but the Vandals ended up winning by a score of 3-1.
Well, you know, even when they got the penalty, which we're not sure what it was for, and we haven't watched the film yet, Terrell pulled off a fantastic save. Marina came out and took, balls out of off their players' feet, and let's say it was a scrappy win, but we'll take it any way it comes, and it's a great way to start the conference off.
Idaho continues their 5-game homestand at Guywick's Field on Friday against the New Mexico State Aggies. Game time is scheduled for 4 p.m. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Rick Clark.
Good to see the women's soccer team getting off the schneid. Thank you, Rick. Now, women's volleyball wrapping up non-conference play in Pullman this past week with a victory and a loss. Joey Jenkins has more on the women as they head into conference play.
The Vandal women fell in 3 straight sets Thursday night to Washington State, but bounced back Friday to win 3 sets of their own against Nevada. The Idaho squad fought hard against the Cougars, getting ahead in each of the 3 sets. However, Washington State's stamina and strong front allowed them to take each game. Junior middle Alyssa Schultz attributed the comeback on Friday to a change in mental preparation.
Well, after last night's match, we talked for a good half an hour in the locker room just about what we needed to refocus on and do differently today in warm-ups and in the locker room before we even come out. And so we did all that and came out with a little bit more fire, and it worked.
Caitlin Peterson led the Vandals to victory with 13 kills and 7 digs, while Meredith Koba had 30 assists, 8 digs, and 3 aces. Alyssa Schultz had 10 kills and 4 blocks.
As the Vandals get ready for conference play, playing teams like Washington State and Nevada right here at Bowler Gym help thicken the skin of our already tough Vandal squad.
Our coach always tries to give us kind of a tougher preseason just so we can figure out where we're at, what we need to work on, what we're lacking in and what we're good in, and we figure all that out. Now we have a whole week to prepare for conference play. That's what it's all about.
The Vandal volleyball team will start WAC play with 3 home games on Thursday, Saturday, and Monday in Memorial Gym. For Inside the Vandals, this is Joey Jenkins.
The gears shift for volleyball this week as they head into conference play. All right, now time for our Campus Connection, where we take you inside the University of Idaho campus, except this week we're going to take you outside the campus. Why? Well, it's a program here at the University of Idaho that takes you off the beaten path. Lauren Sanders has more.
This year marks the 40th anniversary for the outdoor program at the university. Outdoor coordinator Mike Beiser has been involved for 30 of those years.
In my career, I've seen this whole field grow substantially, and good reasons for that, because I think people enjoy the things that we do.
The outdoor program received the David J. Webb of Excellence Award in 2012 for setting an example to other programs around the nation.
What we want people to know is that what the resources are that exist, so they can make good choices. Because the habits that you develop, during your college years are usually those habits that stay with you for a long time.
The swim center on campus transforms on Wednesday nights into a kayak clinic available to everyone in the community.
Open Kayak takes students beyond the books, teaching them things that they might not necessarily learn in a classroom.
Pretty neat program that we have up at the pool. Is because it kind of gives you those nice stepping stones into getting out there on your own.
The outdoor program operates year-round, providing equipment and trips for all seasons. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Lauren Sanders.
Thanks, Lauren. So you know if they're walking down the street with a kayak or have some other outdoor equipment, you know exactly where they got it. That's going to do it for this edition of Inside the Idaho Vandals. When we come back next week, we'll take a look at the homecoming game against Temple and 3 matches in a row at home, including the conference opener for the women's volleyball team. We'll have all of that for you next week on another edition of Inside the Idaho Vandals.